Brian, head chef, and Ryan, sous chef of Brayburn Restaurant, West Village, New York City. At the end of the day, they're hungry, but don't want to mess up their kitchen, so they're gonna go to some friends' restaurants to see what they have in the fridge.
You better take care, if I find you creeping around my back stair. Sundown, you better take care, if I find you been creeping around my back stair.
A lot of times after work, I'm going home and I would stop by Boulet down in Tribeca, who I worked for years. We just talk shop, and then next thing we know, there's a bottle of wine, there's the cooks bringing us some food, and I thought, this is a good idea. Go to different restaurants, talk to the chefs and owners about what's going on, how their day was, how business is going, and we can cook something as well, off the hip. So many places, so many different types of food. A lot of these people are colleagues and friends, and we can just enjoy ourselves. So the first show we did was at James. It's a great restaurant in Prospect Heights. So when we got there, the gates were down, so we had to break in through the service entrance.
Breaking and entering.
Hopefully we don't get caught.
Let's see what they have. I'm gonna look at some fish.
Well, it was summertime. There were some great tomatoes, so we made a little tomato salad, and I think we seared off some sea scallops.
That's exactly what we did. We did a little tomato salad. We grabbed them from actually one of the same purveyors that we use here. And then we did do some seared Dover sea scallops.
So, what are you guys doing here?
How's it going?
What's going on?
First of all, Brian, great friend of mine, went to school together. I think he's a little surprised, you know, he does live right above it, so I was thinking he was half asleep when he walked in there.
Come in and make some food?
He's a little pissed, but you know, we warmed him over with some food.
Awesome.
You know, I worked with Brian before as well. I was still a little timid. He's a big guy, knows karate, man. I didn't know what to think.
I think we woke him up, but then he saw the food and the alcohol. It warmed him up a bit.
He chilled out, relaxed, and I think he enjoyed a glass of wine with us.
Yeah.
It was nice. The food kicked ass, what can I say?
So we're at Do Hwa restaurant in Greenwich Village. Great Korean food, Western style service, owned and operated by a family, Jenny Kwok and her mother, both in the kitchen. So it looks like they're closed for the night, but I think Jenny's still there, so hopefully she'll let us in, and then we'll cook some food for us.
Any good Korean food comes from home.
Yeah, but I really do liken it to like Italian cooking because it's all about like the family's recipes.
Right, it's basically born out of tradition.
I'm cooking for 16 years old.
So in most Korean restaurants, in the back of the kitchen, unlike a lot of restaurants in New York, it's all women.
The main boss in the kitchen right now is a 65-year-old woman.
Your mom.
My mom.
So it was a little intimidating at first going in Mrs. Kwok's kitchen.
Her mother is the dictator
No, I don't
of the
cook.
kitchen.
Yeah, no man walking into my kitchen. Only lady.
Probably one of the first men to go there, so, you know, walk softly.
In the dungeon.
The last time we had
Be kicked out
a
of
man
it.
chef, like she totally abused him.
What's this? This is rice cake. So this is Korean rice cake. It's kind of like a noodle. In Korean, they call it duck. So you kind of boil it, and it'll cook up like pasta, but it's made with rice, not with flour.
I am shutting this down a little bit.
And typically Koreans, when they cook in the restaurants, it's either cooked on the grill table side or on a really, really hot iron pan.
Serious fire starter here, man.
A lot of tables are built in with charcoal pits or blue flame gas and grills, and you actually physically cook at the table side. Depending on the restaurant, they allow you to cook or they have a server cook for you. The reason for this is Koreans are crazy, and they don't like when you mess with their meat.
So these are king oyster mushroom. You're seeing these more and more. They're definitely in Asian markets, but we use them a lot. What's great about these is they're very firm, almost meaty-like with a small cap. What's also good is that you use the whole mushroom, stem and cap. This is what we're gonna do. You can see that it's beautifully white. But we're just gonna sear these, and then I'm thinking just deglaze it with a little sake. on a bed of spinach.
Beautiful color in here. You know, we have the nice reds from the peppers, the green from the pepper, the nice scallions, the whites in the noodles. I'm making sure I'm picking everything up that I left in there from the fish. Now it's time to move on to the squid. Now in this vinaigrette, I have the watercress that we chose from downstairs. I have a little salt, a little pepper, a little lemon juice, and I did grab a whole lemon. It's just a very quick, simple squid salad.
I chopped a clove of garlic in there, kind of flavor the oil, and we just baste it. Basically, that just adds the fond or the flavor down in the pan, back onto it, and helps it cook quicker. Now this piece is a little thinner than here, and we are ready to take this one out. The key thing too is you cook the meat or any protein, chicken, lamb, especially red meats. It has that severe heat. It's a muscle, it's contracting. All the blood is rushing to the center. That's why you turn down your heat so it's not so aggressive. Then after it's cooked, you let the meat rest, the muscle relaxes, the blood goes back throughout the muscle, and it's just gonna be more tender and it won't bleed out. You can see this? Just like a nice medium rare medium. So typically you let it rest for about 5 minutes.
Ryan, what the hell is happening here?
So we had some pressure on us to get that food out. It's a tough crowd.
It is.
A drunk, hungry, angry Korean woman. Here we go. I think we did okay. Hopefully it's up to snuff. Is it spicy? Is it too spicy?
It's got a little heat to it.
Wow, what's in the pot?
The peppers that I were preparing in my cod dish were very spicy. Koreans do tend to like the spice, so I believe they did really enjoy the dish.
Really good.
In fact, they were drinking the broth out of the bowl. See it on
It's
the
very
menu.
Korean, Brian. My mother might have an issue with this.
I'm okay with that.
I think they were very happy. The plates were clear, and there were smiles.
Brian, anytime you need a job.
So the kitchen's closed for tonight. Brian may want to run that job offer by Mrs. Hwa. Coming up, our chefs stop in to visit Top Chef winner Harold Dietely at his restaurant Perilla. Keep watching The Kitchen's Closed only on Plum.